In this video, I'd like to show you Gutsy's Security Process Fabric features. A security process fabric is a combination of data fabric along with process intelligence. So here I have as an example, the Cloud Vulnerabilities Remediation Program. I would like to not just know how I'm doing, how efficiently I'm handling or remediating my vulnerabilities, but also like to understand if there are any bottlenecks in my process of doing so, if there are anything critical that has missed my radar or wasn't really fixed, and then who is responsible, where is it in the current process of remediation, what can I do to take it to that next step? So what I'm going to do first is go to my Data Explorer and see how many vulnerabilities I have. I can find it by CVE, resource, or a particular finding matching a CVE ID and a resource ID. Now, I'm more interested in, say, critical vulnerabilities only. So I put the filter severity critical, and now I have a couple of vulnerabilities here. But even more granular than that, let's say I just heard there is an open publicly exploited vulnerability that just came out, and I'm really interested to know how much of my environment is affected by it, regardless of which vulnerability scanner the vulnerability is being reported by. And also, what is the current status of that vulnerability? So I'm going to search for a famous one, log4j. Okay, now I see that I have an instance of log4j vulnerability affecting 6 resources. So of course, if I want to know more details about where the vulnerability is coming from, which virtual machines, what are the different data sources that I've reported on it, I can easily look at it from my security data fabric instead of having to log into 2 different data sources and try to understand from 2 different formats. And so the data fabric portion of Gutsy can not only ingest data from different sources, but normalize the data, deduplicate it, and show you this data in context with each other so you have them in a universal global format. Now, what I'm also interested in is seeing what the status of this vulnerabilities is. So of course I can find out if I have a vulnerability from my scanners, but now I want to see where that is in the process. So when I click on View and Process, I see the different instances of patterns of remediation. So here I have how that vulnerability has been remediated on average in 6 days here. Pushed out the new image, new deployment, Jira closed, res issue resolved. Great, that's acceptable. That's how I would like it to be done. But now what I also want to know is how many of those are still pending. So here I can see that I have 6 instances and 4 instances here that are pending for more than 4 days. This is for more than 6 weeks, where the vulnerability, a ticket is opened for it, it's been assigned, and it's been waiting for in assignment since 4 weeks. And the assignment itself took 6 weeks. Now I want to drill into what or why and how much of it, why is it still an assigned? And if it is assigned, who is it assigned to? So I can not only see that the context between different data sources, but I can also go and see who the assignee is. And if I wanted to follow up, I can follow up with the respective people and check out on what the issue is for it to be blocked and how can we move it forward and so on. So this is why a security process fabric brings in context from both the data fabric portion, the data explorer, where you have a singular place where all your data comes in a uniform format that is easy to search and understand the context of, but also see not just the what is affected, but how you're remediating it. Where in the process can you improve it? How you can make things better for your entire remediation program.